I'm your host, Rob. This video, we're going to do a 2013 movie review that I've actually done before, but I got to do it again because I can't find my old archive. This video, we're going to review Pacific Rim. Okay, guys, welcome back. So Pacific Rim. A lot of people have asked me about this review. I did do this back on ODT. Unfortunately, I can't find the archive, or I like to call them archive, make them sound fancy, but I can't find the old clip. So I'm going to do a throwback review now. We're going to throw it back and try and review this again, and hopefully make sure I don't lose it. So Pacific Rim. One of the things that, and I'll go over the negative first. One of the things I didn't like about the movie was the opening. The opening, to me, it felt rushed. It felt rushed. It went from the first kaiju attack. It was like a 5-minute brief history from the time they first arrived to the current time. Maybe more than 5 minutes. I'm sure I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it was very short. I think I would have liked to have seen maybe a more comprehensive opening for the kaijus invading. We know how they handle it, in terms of military, but you know more of a reaction from people, and just, I don't know, it just felt rushed because you went from the first one attacking like the Golden Gate Bridge, and then they were telling you, and then this one came, and then this one came, and then next thing you know, we're getting into our first big kaiju fight in the sea. Now, don't get me wrong, the movie, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoy this kind of stuff. This is what I like. But I guess I would have liked a little bit more of a comprehensive opening and a little bit more of the kaijus touching down. Like, I think maybe I would have liked to have seen at least 2 scenes where a kaiju touches down and the military has to deal with it. How long does it take for them to take them down? And not to say that you have to show the whole 6 hours or however many hours they said it took to take one down, but a little bit more of that would have been nice to see. The other complaint I have about the movie is the amount of rain. Oh, you guys know how I feel about rain. This is one of those movies where almost every kaiju battle took place in water with rain or whatever the case may be. It just really, really takes away. Just really takes away from maybe some of the detail you could see in the monsters and the robots. Like, for example, the fight with Striker Eureka, when they showed the footage on the TV screen of him fighting the kaiju, that was great. I thought that looked phenomenal. I would have loved to have seen more scenes like that. And that was one of the best scenes, and it was the shortest kaiju fight in the movie. It was just a quick news clip that they were showing in the movie. The other complaint I have is, as much as I love the kaiju designs, the neon lights, I can do without that. I can do without the neon lights. And that, to me, is another gimmick they use to kind of take away the fact that they're just using rain scenes in almost all these movies. Like, when the one kaiju they show at the beginning, like, you can see the orange stuff coming out, like, that's fine. But when you see them at night and they glow, I didn't like that. That's just me. I didn't like it. Now, the kaiju designs, I thought, for the most part, were great. I love Leatherback. That's my favorite kaiju in the movie. He's badass. Love that kaiju. The last kaiju, little underwhelming. When you think about the big kaiju coming at the end, and it turns out to be kind of like, it was underwhelming for me. I was like, that's it? I was expecting something a little bit more elaborate, a little bit more, really, really more of a unique look compared, because it looks similar to some of the other ones. I really was expecting to see something a lot different. But the other kaijus in that scene at the end, in the water, under the ocean, were cool. Cool. I like those. I liked, like I said, I like Leatherback. I like the very first kaiju in the opening of the movie. I forget his name. His name escapes me now, but he reminded me a lot of that Swordhead kaiju that Gamera fought. Reminded me a lot of that. I kept thinking about that. So, very, very cool. Now, story-wise, look, it's a simple story. There's really nothing to break your brain about on this one. I like the whole 2 people need to pilot this thing and sync together. I think that was pretty cool. A good way to explain how humans can pilot such an enormous machine that, I think, and we all think, would require more than just 2 people sitting at a chair and hitting a bunch of buttons and moving a stick around. The fact that they're actually attached and linked to the machine and linked together, I thought that was a pretty cool concept. I know there was a lot of people out there, a lot of other, big movie review sites that criticized that, but I thought it was pretty unique. I thought it was something different. Obviously, a very lighthearted movie. A lot of comedy moments. Much of them involved Ron Perlman. and it obviously didn't do too well in the States. It did perfectly fine outside of the country. I think if they do a sequel, which it looks likely, I don't know, maybe not, who knows. I think they might have a better chance of success in the wake of Godzilla's success if they decide to make a sequel and have it released like a year and a half after the Godzilla movie. They might be able to strike some gold and maybe perform better. I think they need a better story. I think maybe some of the actors need to improve because Idris Elba was really, the big ticket in that movie. Yeah, you got the dude from Sons of Anarchy, but there you go. I don't even know his name. I know he's from Sons of Anarchy, and that's it. The Japanese girl I thought was fine. I thought she did a fine job acting, but nobody really is too familiar with her. And the dude that looks like J.J. Abrams, I never seen him before. There's another name I don't know. So now I do know the other guy because he was in Batman: The Dark Knight, so I'm aware of him. But again, don't know his name. Not too, not too big. I mean, you can recognize him from the Dark Knight movie, but boy, did he act way different. The Dark Knight movie, the Dark Knight Rises, he was, almost like a gangster. Like he wasn't a gangster; he was a businessman, but he was very serious. You know, in this movie, he was a dork. He's a complete dork. It was such a different shift, but that's usually a good thing. It shows that an actor has range. So, but look, Pacific Rim was very unique in its own right. Yes, it wasn't for everybody. It was for the hardcore. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna cut that out. I'm gonna leave that in there because it sounded funny. It's for the hardcore kaiju fans. It was a special effects spectacle, but again, the whole fighting in the water and the rain just killed it for me. Crimson Typhoon was another one of my favorite robots next to Gypsy Danger. Gypsy Danger obviously had a very nice look. It was a very cool robot. The scene towards the end where he fights Leatherback and then the other flying kaiju that flies him up into the air before they finally use the sword to cut themselves loose. That was a great sequence. I would have liked it better if there was no rain, but it was a good sequence. And then finally, figuring out how to break the plane and get through the other side. The alien thing, hey, that's a lot of kaijus in history. A lot of these old kaiju movies, a lot of alien links to them. So, Guillermo del Toro obviously went for some tradition in that aspect, I think, in my opinion. But look, overall, it was a fine movie. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of popcorn fun. Yes, it had flaws, but overall, an entertaining movie. Not horrible, but, not good. Story was very bland. Actors were okay, aside from Idris Elba, who always goes 100%, it seems, no matter what he does. And, if we see another one, hey, I'll be out there to see it. I would definitely like to check it out. Will we get one? I don't know. We'll have to see, but that's it, guys. That's my review for Pacific Rim. Overall, an enjoyable movie. Not for everyone, but enjoyable nonetheless. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But if you have, which I'm sure many of you have by now, tell me what you think of it. How do you feel? Did you think it sucked? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was okay? Did you like the kaijus? The only thing I didn't like about them was the neon lights, and that's it. Anyway, guys, this is Rob signing off for ETN, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy. Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. I'm your host Rob. This video, we're going to do a 2013 movie review that I've actually done before, but I got to do it again because I can't find my old archive. This video, we're going to review Pacific Rim. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, so Pacific Rim, a lot of people have asked me about this review. I did do this back on ODT. Unfortunately, I can't find the archive, or I like to call them archive, make them sound fancy, but I can't find the old clip. So I'm going to do a throwback review now. We're going to throw it back and try and review this again and hopefully make sure I don't lose it. So Pacific Rim, one of the things that, and I'll go over the negative first, one of the things I didn't like about the movie was the opening. The opening, to me, it felt rushed. It felt rushed. It went from the first kaiju attack. It was like a 5-minute brief history from the time they first